it or YouTube got it. Talking about the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and also PR and America. Americo Vespucci, or however you say this conquistador's name, and Africanos, and them coming in the inception point of Haiti, them coming into the inception point of Larimar, Dominican Republic, Yemaya, Puerto Rico, Borinquen, Arawak, okay? So right now we're giving you Mesoamerican information. This is not Africa information. Not only Africa, which you know of Africa being Mesoamerica, or if we, tie down in biblical conversions, to the right of us or to the west was, the land of Africa or America or Atlantis, the land of Mu. Shout out my, ATL aliens. Let's go. We outside, we inside. Right now, it's a time to reflect on real news, real mitochondria, real cell, ET, ultra celestial, phone home. Home like home, or sound vibration, your homeostasis, okay, your spaceship that you are living in, triangulating information, all right? So look, I still love my Africans. I love my Americans. I love my Mesoamericans, my Aztecs, my Mayans, my Incas, and all of that greatness. I definitely show love to my Guyanese family. Thank you. Appreciate you. And showing this that we have been led astray by the news and information that we are not in information. Okay? So look, why Haiti is so important at this time. Yesterday or today in the AM, or yesterday, it was a beautiful Haitian celebration of them going against the Europeans. Them having to deal with what they're dealing with right now is that it's not that they don't have the right technology or resources to get up and conquer or get over the things that's been conquered amongst them, to not be in that savage conquered state of mind. Some of the people are still eating or in the indoctrination that it takes a little bit of while to get out the enslavement. If we could help and send information to our voodoos, to our Haiti, Sapase, Amadule, you heard? To our Dominicans, que lo que, mani, manitos, our Arawaks, que lo contigo, que tú haces, saludo, is learning our history, but not his story. Drugs has came inside of our realm on the islands. We used to have major trade lines from Dominican Republic, from Haiti, from Puerto Rico, Borinquen, all the way to Florida, all the way to the west, all the way to the east, all the way to Canada. And they reversed the technology and took out neurotropic plants. So let me sound a little vibration, because I feel in the kinetic ethers, being that now we are live, now we are reporting from the International Galactic Holy Ghost Space Station. A lot of the minds are changing. A lot of the mitochondria is changing. Sometimes we get envious and jealous of the information that's coming through the web, because we're trying to kill the messenger instead of listening to the message. So right now, before I go in on this information, before I get these straight downloads from Mother Nature, excuse my New York authenticity, let me sound some vibrations for the human station all across the nation. Yo, we giving reverence right now. We giving retributions right now. We are receiving liquid magma right now. Monet flows to us effortlessly, easily, breezily, sneezily. Alright? Let's lungs. Let's take deep breaths. Let's talk to our water. Tranquility, humble, loyalty, royalty with the soyalty. Thank you. This is coconut water. Alright? I want to hit this because, you know, there's a lot of snakes and dracos out there, and they don't like the bell. We watch out for my, you know, my people around. You know, we all in New York, and it's a tight city, so we gotta respect. All right, so look, y'all. Why I'm reporting live, why I'm doing this is because when you leave your fingerprint or your blueprint in the web where you're speaking from and your analytics and also your autonomic nervous system, where you speaking from your vertebrae of a pituitary pineal and your yoni, your cave of brawn, in the galactic mothership of your carbon body, your crystal body, you hold technology prophecies of being a prophet. Yes, so the eye of Heru is in you. You guys are the Cristo. You guys are this emanating, celestial, omnipresent, bioluminescence. You are illuminating the magmas around you. So continue to illuminate and with direction. We need direction right now. Right now, everybody is rising. Everybody is realizing how much turmoil that we went from Haiti, from Dominican Republic, from Puerto Rico, all the way down to the Americas, all the way down to Turtle Island, Africa, the original Africa, the original Danda, the original Memphis, all the way up in Atlanta. All right, so shout out. I'm always gonna respect my Atlantean people. All right, I'm always gonna respect the blood that has been shed for us to come into these new eras and correcting code right now. Why is Haiti so important right now in this drug war? Okay, some of our fathers, some of our mothers have been indoctrinated not only in the crusades and all of these philosophies in schools and plantations and like that. They also took our women and put them into laboratories and messed with the genome of the zero plus gene. A lot of our women from Haiti, Dominican Republic, all the way to Cuba, all the way to Puerto Rico, Borinquen, they still have them to this day. Everything that I'm speaking is not only has happened, it is continuously happened. I have to stop and share this omnipresent right now. Everybody thinks things are going on in the book. Everybody thinks that these things have happened in the past and in the future. These things are still currently going on exactly the way they used to go, just in a major transformation and integration. It is all still happening. The raping, the pillaging, all of the laboratory, the clones, you know, the drones, all of the, you know, stealing the mitochondria, the human trafficking, all of this type of stuff is actually not has happened to our people. It is still continually happening to our people. We need to take a stand right now and not about starting the revolution. The revolution will not be televised. It will not be visualized. It will be recrystallized in your soul, your royal soil, okay? Your royal loyalty to your soul, your 42 laws of Ma'at. Do not disinfect or do not infect the water, be in the blood. Do not infect the water outside of yourself. Learn. We need to learn to start being more healthy minded, more conscious and aware of the things that we are consuming on a day-to-day basis, the sound, the frequencies, even some of the history that we listen to. Like, come on. Haiti is a beautiful place. The way that they have made people look at the Caribbean islands or Dominican Republic that they are not resourceful, that they are not beautiful people. These people are so beautiful, they hold the most information. Well, I'm going to triangulate this information to Dominican Republic and Haiti all the way down to the Caribe. Shout out to Jamaica, you know, St. Croix, St. Lucia. Let's get it, man. We're going to shout out the whole Caribbean. You know, if I miss some names, you already hear it in my blood. You know, Arawaks, all right? Not just Taino, we Arawaks out here, okay? Watch how we walk. Watch how we talk. All right, so the drug trade, y'all, we're going to get right into it. Cocaine, all right? Cocaine, y'all. They did it. They did it all with cocaine. They use cocaine, dope, opiates, and they started pharmaceutical companies out in these regions. Different treasuries, trusts, they all set them up out there in the Caribbean where Colon, you know, De Leon, you know, these people, these Ponce, these people that came, San Juan, these names that came from these European, these British colonialists. They have came into the Dominican Republic, and Haiti is where it all stemmed down from. So let's say not only from the Euphrates, but from the Dominican Republic, from Haiti, a lot of savaging, a lot of bloody oath sacrifices were being done on that land. So it is gonna come back. As you do unto others, you do unto yourself. So let's say the conquistadors came up in the islands first. That is where Yamaya is. That's the Bermuda Triangle from Puerto Rico to Florida to also the Bahamas. Okay, shout out to the Atlantis, Bahamas. Let's go. And I'm talking about what's underneath the water, what they don't tell you about these pyramids. They underneath the water, y'all. They not just pyramids on the land. They could take a pyramid from Nueva York and take that to Egypt and call you a Greek name and they call you Africa, you know? I know, you know, it sound crazy, you know, how things happen, but yeah, there could be different ley lines over there in Ethiopia or Utopia as well, but the way that we looking at the symmetry and it's coming from a different place, thank you. Ooh, Wally Wally. Thank you. I appreciate it. What we got over here?
Dandelion, coconut dandelion stew, and fried lion's mane mushrooms, and king trumpet. So coconut dandelion. Like,
yeah, I'm eating at night. Don't be telling nobody. Yo, I appreciate you. Thank you. I sail to the feminines. You heard? That's making it happen and keeping us, you know, well, full and also half full. All right. So look. Excuse me, back to the drug trade, back to the dope, back to the opioids, back to the cocaine, back to these wars, these drug wars, all right? So not only are the drugs inside of the cocaine or Coca-Cola, look back in Coca-Cola, they used to put cocaine with petroleum. Right now, we want to speak about gases, petroleum. They going all up in Venezuela, not Venezuela only. If y'all know about Guyana, they hitting up the oil heavy in Mesoamerica, all right? This is happening at an all-time rate where they're trying to go and triangulate the oil so they could feed the militia, the military, to actually go up to the jungles, make this Canaanite meal prep. I'm talking about cocaine, 2C, fentanyl, and all of these nasty drugs with the petroleum and the gases. They mixing it all together. You want to chew on some coca leaf. You know how your indigenous ancestors used to chew on the coca leaf and used to revitalize their body and used to have 5 times more protein than meat in their body. They had vitamin C, vitamin E. Vitamin C is for your bones, okay? Vitamin E is for your skin, okay? Your spaceship. Vitamin B12, B6, all your B properties. They help you in your lungs, your arteries, you know, your fascia and different things like that. So these plants remineralize you. You don't just get gold, and you don't get gold by dropping gold or eating gold. That's like, these people got it so, like, you know, different that they see it from a more westernized mind. And that's why they look at me sometimes. They like, nah, this guy's on some other ish. But when you look at the biofield, and you could ask some of these great plant teachers that think they plant teachers or whatever, the gold and the silver and the minerals, the copper, come in from the plants. You extract them from the actual plant. So any plant that you eat that has the magnesium, that has the gold, that has the intelligence, the information, no, it ain't that gold water. Stop putting that gold in your mouth or them silvers in your mouth. Yeah, you could use colloidal silver in different ways of cleaning out your water first to get the chemicals out of the water, replenishing the water. But these come from more sane plants, okay? And this is why they take cocoa leaf, put it with petroleum, and then also make it that you put it in your pituitary gland, your pineal gland, your cave of Brana, now these toxins go inside of your body and they actually turn off your central nervous system. They turn off a particle inside of your body that is supposed to recept you to a kinetic connection where you are tethering at a torus field. We in that torus field right now. So I'm going to just tell you like that. Learn how to move that body in the torus. Don't just be sitting down all day speaking, to the people and things like that. We need to start to maneuver our bodies. We need to start to operate our pineal gland in a way where we could start utilizing different herbs. Not only saying this, right, is why are they doing this to us? Has anybody asked the question and said, why are they flooding the streets with so many different drugs? Why are they flooding the street with so many vaccination drugs? Oh, excuse my language. Whew. Yo, y'all didn't hear that. That was a vaccination, or I don't know what type of nation that was. We were talking from nations, all right? Yo, look. Y'all better keep me rolling, because even if y'all don't, this is something that's happening supernaturally, all right? So look, this is so imperative and important to understand this. This ain't only coming from these farm animals and Canaanites, okay? They are also, and not only coming from the Khazarians and the Jesuits and different entities. These black nobilities, they hiding in the Vatican and making you think that they look like maybe my color or close to like me, but don't have no orbitals like me, don't speak like me, don't have hair like me, or I, is that when you see the Vatican and they bow down, they have the pine cone, right? They hold this pine cone in the air, right? And then when you trying to, get your rattle from the Kundalini frequency, the pine cone is not able to activate. Your pituitary gland is not able to activate because they are sending food with these different chemicals. I'm going to just say chemicals. They putting out a different chemical in your alchemical autonomy, our eon, our ether. When we speak from our ether, we come from the speaker of Heru, Isa, Aset, 42 laws of Ma'at, hermetic principles, keeping the body clean. If you putting in petroleum substance or you putting in some type of chemicals inside of your body, now your body is shutting off to your pineal gland. It's shutting off to your cave of Brahma. It's shutting off to that pine cone that they talking about, your yoni. So it is so imperative and so supernaturally important to make sure that you learn why are they having you go to the store. Why is those chocolate bars owned by the second royal family, I think Bars or Mars, like that? And as soon as you come into these Phoenician places, these Arabic stores, they have these second royal family candies that are filling you with chemicals inside of them. Metals, plastics, synthetic silicones inside of these foods. It's not only coming, the Doritos having different types of things inside of it that's disrupting the gut, which now your pine cone, you have a pituitary and a pineal gland, right? I'm going to eat a little bit too while I'm talking about this. I'm going to stay on it. When I'm eating mushrooms or I'm eating dandelions or coconut, this vitalizing my pituitary gland, my pineal gland. I'm able to stay hydrated. H3O2. Alright? And now you get levitation. Mitochondria, you don't have to sit there and regurgitate and try to learn the information and then speak from an integration and not stay on point. So when we speaking from a drug mental state, is why would they utilize right? Chemical, as far as a blue mushroom from either the Congos or the Amazon, synthetically put it with petroleum base into their laboratories, right? And then they would also create these things that will go into your four major organs that they told you in ancient Kim here in the Americas to protect or conserve your four major organs. This is not just forbidden information or knowledge. This is actually the tree, the Trinity. This is actually the three vibration, 333 vibration. This is getting out of that 444 megahertz and that draconian, what we call the artificial realm, the holographic realm, the quantum field, where everybody talk about the quantum field. That's the electric field. That is the reverse technology of the actual etheric ether field. This ain't coming from me. It's coming from the galactic signatures of the ley lines, of the meridian points of the universe. Mushrooms go into anti, B to the optics. Get it? You get it? We take these swords, before they come down in the mind, learn how to reverse the technology where you could speak to the people, and when is watching us or they seeing us to get this information across, is that we are able to dialogue it, but we could also spin it on them. It's a spiral effect. We got this from the Congos, y'all. Kiss the minerals on your phone because you kissing yourself. Let the Dracos know that the Snakos is out. You cut one head off, you make 6 to 9 more. And give me 99 legion in every one. So look, y'all got the mushrooms, dope and opiates, okay? They take it, they make it with petroleum. They feed it to your central nervous system because opiates are great, but opioid, the plant, is you got a moderation. You got to utilize it at a natural way. Then you also have dimethyltryptamine, okay, which comes from ayahuasca, 5-MeO-DMT from toad venom, gambocito, okay? So ayahuasca, you know, yaheseta, you have iboga that they make ibogaine out of, okay? Now we also could go into deep parts of the cactus, you know, peyote, what they would utilize LSD from, and they would make it neurotropic. They would make it into a hexahedron synthetic chemical baseline that will snap your pituitary and your pineal gland in half. Can I explain to you what a pituitary or pineal gland or your pine cone is, or your cava brana is? Let me explain it to you what it is. You know you have a soul, right? From the soil to the loyal, and then also to the royal. When you have your royal connection, you coming in your spaceship, your body, you have in your dream world. When you rise up, you think that right now I'm up, but I'm not. I'm in my dream realm. Just so y'all know, I was never born. I've always been here. Yeah, this is a different frequency out here. It's a different air here. This is a libre, you know, with my labyrinth here of information. So as your soul or your soil is astrally projected inside of you, is coming in through your pineal or your pituitary. Now, your pituitary bank is banking you either in or out to the celestial realm, and you coming as you going, but how you get locked in time because your cave of Brahma, you can't leave out. Now you're not able to leave this body. Now you're only able to be in the third density, because now you're operating from a body of acidity. You're not alkaloid. Alkaline, when you operating from an alkaline, imagine when you put stuff in them cars, them things. I seen my man, you know, R.I.P. to one of my, let me get my Albanians, you know, some of them, you know, I really cherish some of my Albanians, you know, most of them, you know, keep a pure heart, you know, and he burned up in fire. He was driving his car, you know, and he was vroom vroom. He, you know, he's trying to guide the fire. He was a supernatural dude. If I tell you, he just came before his time. But that gasoline in the engine is like race fluid, you know. It's high octane. So when you want alkaloid, you high octane, but not octane. Excuse me, you not petroleum. Hold up. This download coming in. This coming in pretty lightly. Look, and those right there could keep you trapped in time. where you're not learning how to come in your celestial ship from the ethers, from the eternal, immortal realm, and now you feel like you're not immortal here. You feel like you can't leave or recharge the Monet, the body, the Merkaba, and that's what they steal in your pine cone in your cave of Brahma. If we're not breathing from our womb all the time, then we are in fight or flight mode. We're not able to get to the autonomic nervous system. You're more into like the parasitical nervous system, where the parasites that are inside of your pineal gland, they eating on top of it, they in your brain, they in your stomach, and you're not able to recept connections to the ether, so now you feeling like you in third density. But when you lighter than a feather and you eating some great food, gracias mama. Whoo, hold up. Oh she mama yo, oh she mama yo. Yeah, we giving thanks to the metaverse. Yo, I got some. Yo, don't tell nobody to eat at this time. Yeah. Don't tell nobody that I do this in the dark side. Yeah, they go to the light, y'all. Yeah, keep going there. Keep going to the Saturn Moon Matrix and coming right back. Over here on this channel, it's not just about dark luminescence. If you go in the biofield and illuminate the darkness, if you use green and purple, you think it's black. But let me put the rainbow all together. You're gonna see a purple spawn. This is a spawn channel. We spawning. Thank you to the Mycelium Network. Yeah, y'all seeing it in real life. Yeah, that's that mambio. Mama Oca. Or natural. My ancestors used to use the cocoa leaf every day. And they used to make sure that they would stay on the field. They would make sure that they wouldn't talk with their mouth open. Actually, we probably do. That's a cookie cutter thing. Y'all cookie cutters like to be all perfect. Y'all cookie cutters like to, make sure your collar is real tucked and good. You're keeping all that weight inside and you're like, ooh, yeah, I look really good. But you don't want to take off your shirt. You don't want to be naked. Are you guys scared to get naked? Hey guys. Are you scared to get naked in front of each other? Is that weird to you? Because when we go out to the jungle, we're not looking the same. We're not looking at people wearing Speedos or people wearing nothing or women wearing thongs. We're not thinking about that. Even if there's children around, we do our best, to go where the children are not, and we respect the children. But we also understand as tribal people that sometimes when you have all your clothes on and you don't have cotton on you, you have plastics on you, your body. Let me tell you about cotton and plastics and these things that we wear. I have 100% natural cotton on me. I think everything on me right now is fully cotton. I might have one sock right now on me that is what's that thing that
Polyester.
not polyester, wool. I got some wool on me, which come from an animal, so that's why I don't like to utilize it a lot as well. When we have different clothes on, we talk from a different etheric field, because if you have plastic on, you're taking off your charge, You could wear silver, clothes and copper clothes and, bamboo and things like that. I have a bamboo underwear on right now. So the body is able to breathe better, It's able to, I don't know if you don't only breathe and receive water from your nose or your mouth and things like that. You receive water from all of the small hairs that you have. You think it's hairs, but they are antennas The same hairs that are on your head, they're in your eyes. They are a reflection. They have photosynthesis receptors. Not only do they have photosynthesis receptors, is when you wonder why a dog or a person comes next to you and your hairs light up, is because now you're seeing a different light code that you can't see in two eyes, but in your first eye, what you call the third eye, when you connect your, I think, I would say one eye, Heru number two, and then Ra on the right, and that would be number tres. And that's how I would see it, the way that I'm coding it, you know? And saying this is that when our body is breathing or shower, 15% of that water is going into the pores, is going into the hair. Not only that, 15% of the air that you breathe, or also that you exhale, is coming through all of those holes within your body. But they do have, just like your mouth, when you breathe through your nose, you actually have a filter, hair zips tied, and you're cleaning out the air coming out the right way. Same thing in inversion and perverted people, is that a lot of people in the islands were perverted and inverted because of colonization. And they don't have to think that this is a mean or a bad thing that you went through that. A lot of our fathers have been installed within these drugs, within these parasitical foods that they consume, these these crusade, these paganistic places that they went to pray and get usurped at. They went through a lot of trauma from the drugs, and that turned off the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the pine cone. You know, the Vatican charged them with the Social Security, the indoctrination, the debt corporation. You have millions and trillions of dollars in your trust account, and once we all figure it out and we tap into the system, which is why they don't want you to learn this information, Social Security indoctrinated money of being tied to a de facto corporation, and you can get out of your mortgages and all of this abatement and switch and things like that they do to you. This is an admiralty law. This is a Moorish or a Mu, land of Mu empire, but also with the British colonialists, the British Columbia, the Europeans from, Spain, the Spaniards. I am Puerto Rican, but I'm also Borinquen. So yes, I've been colonized, my family. Yes, my family has been raped and pillaged, Yes, even through some of our own blood has done that to us, to our people. That's why some of these people don't realize that that's why they are inverted. Some of them don't realize through all the traumatic experiences of reincarnation, you have to pay back that soil. Everything that they sign, or if a Draconian or Khazarian, or let's say a Canaanite, or a Vatican, or a person like that, these emperors, these higher class royal fake families we speaking about. If you sign the contract, your mom go to the hospital, she feed you the food, give you the epidural, all the injections and everything. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself because you don't want to fight the fight. You scared to shed a little blood. Y'all scared to get dirty. If I go to Haiti, Futu look, yeah, we don't get scared of this flesh, ever. Puerto Rican, Dominican Republic, or Borinquen, I don't know if y'all ever knew us. Y'all thought y'all did. We just don't have that in us. We might have to relax because we scared of our own blood. We scared that we might, flesh of our flesh, which we don't want to do. That's why, I keep it the righteous way. We secure our la sangra. We are ancient kings. Excuse me. Yeah, niggas. Negus. Original Ethiopian Arawaks. Ether Utopia. Ether coming through the speaker. We need to eat better. We need to do better. We need to stop and get out of that pagan ritualistic. You feeling icky for sticky? Stop sticking. Stop going from the particle in your brain. You got alkaloids in there. We got to keep them up. get them to the Osirian particle of the brain. Watch the females that come around you. Sometimes they might usurp your frecuencia without you even realizing it. It could be your wife, it could be your daughter, it could be your neighbor, it could be anybody. It could be his texts that come through the phone. You know, they come in all shapes, they come in all forms. But when your brain is past the hippocampus and you're not in the amygdala and you're not in fight or flight, you could be in space time, you could hover, you know, you could have anti-gravity, you know, cloaking mechanisms. You know, there's a lot of forms. I felt people sending me from your places. I felt people sending me from your houses, your rooms. And thank greatness I have my cloaking mechanism when I feel me letting out this information, how, you know, important that it is, but it cracks the glass sometimes. And, you know, I want to help y'all right now. Y'all ready for it? Mazel tov. And then also, what did she say? L'chaim, what she said? She said, what did she say? What did that lady say when her Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Asher Kodishanu Ba Mitzvatav V'Tzivanu. You know, look, all the tribes are one now. You know, we have to respect our brothers, our sisters. You know, we come from different bloods, man. Right now, you know, through all the crusades and everything, you know, we have to take a time right now. You know, fast, be humble, you know. I think this is my first meal of the stellar night. Stop eating standing up. They be watching me eat sometimes. I be standing up. You know, look. These Chinos and these Genghis Khan people, they made these chairs. I want you to sit down and go to the hospital. You need to get up. You need to start moving. You need to start stretching. You need to start eating while you're walking. Or you sit down and you do eat like a true Cimmerian. You know, and when you get to that level, and you know, you could sit down on your knees or on the floor, you know, some pad thai, you know, get some Thai massages going on. Also get some, and I had to take this out because sometimes we be so emotional in things that we've been indoctrinated to. Sometimes, you know, getting a nice Thai massage, some shiatsu, starts to open up the vertebrae, starts to open up the meridian points, has us able to be able to speak in a frequency where it's okay to get a massage. It's okay to get to the body temple. It's okay to get to the banya. It's okay to do some yoga. It's okay to, you know, bring the people that's next to you. If they can't keep up, they can't keep up. You know what I'm saying? Go back to your bed. Go watch Netflix and chill. You heard? We not about that life. Netflix and drill. Nah, we not about that life, all right? Right now, we on a seed planting basin. And we going to get back to the seeds because we going to correlate this drug war with this Haiti. We going to correlate this Dominican Republic. And also with Puerto being the New York Treasury or the United States Treasury. We going to go in today. We going to see how long we can go with these telekinesis or these teleconnections with these telephones and all that ET phone home. Let me get some of this in my belly. With some lions, man. It's busting. Yo, it's busting. I even eat natural on some wood. I don't know if y'all know trees, man. Wood, when you bang the drums, the soul comes through the wood. I'm even breathing right now because of this wood. Are you eating healthy? You feeling wealthy? Look, I'm gonna talk about money, y'all. I ain't in the money, man. I don't know what happened to me as a child. I ain't like going to work. I ain't like going to school. I ain't like none of that. I ain't like going to church. I ain't like going nowhere. I don't like going to Mother Nature. And inside, Money right now, if y'all chasing me right now, oh man, that shit gonna run out on y'all. I know. Y'all might have $1 billion. Y'all might have $1 trillion. Shit, you might even have a quadrillion something. You heard? Right now, the money is an internal revenue, an eternal revenue. Having seeds, having agroforestry, having plants. You could have $1 trillion. You still eat meat. You poor. I'm sorry. I'm not. Sorry. If you still eating meat and you still on free on energy, or you still riding your cars and all of that, I don't want none of it. Y'all keep that shit. Okay? Y'all keep all them Lamborghinis from Italy and all them, them Canaanites and all of that. I mess around with I still mess with my Italians and all that. So let me pick up my Italians. You heard my real Italians, especially my Sicilian Italians. You heard in the building. I love my Sicilian. They a little grimy and all that, just like some Puerto Ricans and some other, Nijis and all of that. So look, it is what it is. We in the crab bucket out here. People trying to climb out. People already came back in the bottom and just like, come on, hurry up, get up, throw that nigga right over. Excuse my language. I gotta watch my mouth on this channel. I'm getting real Brooklyn on them. Excuse my language, y'all. Excuse my language. Part of my language I've been, recorrect that. It's actually a beautiful language, y'all. I enjoy being from New York, you heard? I enjoy anybody that hates on us from New York. Please keep on sending it. Send it all this way. Those people, anybody feel a certain type of way in the way that I distribute information or I recycle information, please keep bringing it. Please keep bringing the hate, bring the envy, bring the love, fake love, bring the joy. We meditating, we magnetating and all of that, trying to usurp it and all of that, I got something for you. I got something for y'all, not just me. Right now, skeletons are falling out of closets. Right now, everything getting pulled under the rug. All of the stuff that you used to hide in the closet about yourself, all the things that you used to hide under the rug, they all coming out right now. Every part about you, even me. I shared some information, and I've been doing this for a while. This ain't nothing new under the sun, It ain't nothing new under the sun. I shared some parts of me because these are the particles of me that I'm rising. And I'm risen already. So I'm able to naturally express myself because I got to wipe my own butt. And I got to make sure I can take care of my children and have some land and some trust, some plants and some seeds for them, Sometimes men or women, they don't just leave the home or the same cycle that they're in. Some husbands and some wives or some children, some daughters, they don't just leave the pack for no reason. Sometimes they are the black sheep or the carbon crystalline sheep. Sometimes when children, let's say if anybody's a black sheep here, a carbon sheep, the reason why you were born into a family that neglected you or loved you or counted you out or made you feel not a part of that ritual or those things that they were doing because you seen it at a different way, you are a supernatural being. Because if it wasn't for your family to show you how ugly people could be internally, how would you be able to see people ugly on the outside of your family? You wouldn't even be able to deal with it. So big up to the carbon sheeps out there, and wolves. Let me stop. It's the wolves out there, and also the buffaloes out there, that don't follow the herd. Big up to my boys. I say we coming from Jamaica, Dominican, Dominican Republic, Haiti. We giving out y'all love right now. We doing this for Haiti right now. If anybody we doing this for, Larima, Haiti, you heard? We doing this for y'all. We hear y'all cry. Right now, get back into your magi. Don't be in the magic. Y'all the originals of the voodoo era. Alright? Once the island starts singing together, start banging the drums, we changing it all up. Once we get out of the hypnosis of the hippocampus area that people are into the Spanish colloquialism as they can't understand from a metunetar. Once we could break down the Spanish language and also the Haitian language over here in New York, mastered the technology of hip hop, mastered the technology not only of hip hop but also slang terminology. You know, y'all hate the streets. You know, some people is been in the streets and they could adapt in the streets or the jungles. They don't even like going back in the houses or these cookie cutter houses. You know, because they like to be outside, inside, you know? So ain't no hate for nobody in what they, you know, projecting, you know? We have to get out. You have to get in your dominions. You have to get on land, not just and, you know, think that now you got a mortgage and be like, yo, I got a house, and then you got fucking 10 mortgages, and you calling me like, yo, I need to help keep my mortgage up, and I'm like, yo, I got to pay my own mortgage, you heard? so yeah, you know, like, that's why I'm saying, like, the stuff we see in the material world is not really what is what you guys been alluded to be thinking it is. You gonna come back with your seed. You're beautiful, mama. You got some curves. You got some real curves. Oh, I gotta give you some water, baby. I got you. Don't come in. I got you. I got you. Can I get some water in the copper glass, please? I think they're thirsty. They over here watching me eat. They're like, yo, what's up? I talk to myself, yeah. I don't even answer myself. I got the ancestors with me, you heard? They with me triple fold. And I'm also with them. I'm also with them. I gave Mother Nature my body. I said, here, take it. Sacrifice my body to Mother Nature. So you use me. She thought I was playing. She's like, yeah, all right. I just told her, guide me. That's all you need to do, guide me. I might make a boo-boo, but just pick me back up, guide me, and I'm gonna do the same. Asheo. Replenishment. Revitalization. Oh, heaven sent. Pour it nice and slow. I'll give you a little splash if you want. You know how to get these. Keep these plants nice and wet. You know, nice and rejuvenated. Keep your crystals, your body, you know, nice and alkaline, nice and liquid, you know. I know I look skinny, y'all. I know some people look at skinny people like, yo, damn, they alright? You know what I'm saying? Trust me, yo, we alright. I see y'all thick people, I was like, yo, can you bend or turn this way? But I don't say it out loud, you know. Yoga together. Let's pull up. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of our biofield, you know. So yeah, let's go, y'all. Right now, we're talking about drugs, man, and how they impacted our blood, you know, and not only impacted our blood, they actually shaped the way that we're living right now, because there's a lot of people going through a lot of depression through drugs and opioid, and they don't even eating, like people that eat on an obese level, that is a form of a drug or a dopamine that they're kicking into their mind. They might be upset, you know. People that are obese, you know, they might be very angry, and we need to stop like calling them, you know, out of their character, because it's okay to have some shape on you and things like that, but we also have to learn how to correct or recorrect ourselves by showing a better dynamic of how we're living, and then also, you know, letting people know, yo, we can get it rocking, you know. It's all right. Don't be nervous. You know, you come around, you want to get some squats in, some pull-ups in, and you want to, you know, rub some frequencies in a supernatural, etheric way. you know, we could definitely do that because, you know, we could share love with our brothers and our sisters and our siblings, you know, our neighbors, you know, by learning to be more healthy, by being more connected with each other on a supernatural way. Once you start saying, yo, let's go to McDonald's or something like that, I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? So once you even say, you know, you talking about this meat and everything, I'm sorry, yo. I can hang out with you for maybe a couple of sessions or while I'm with you, but you know, I can't be around people that are consuming a lot of acidics. When you start to be alkaline, your body automatically, and I'm gonna get into the seedlings in a minute. Mm, 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 this is pretty good, so I'm taking a bite. I'm gonna put it down, but shout out to the keys to the rock and the sun. This is something. Mm, 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 mm. You know when somebody cooked the food with love? Let's talk about love. Love don't come in only a sexual way. Okay? There's different types of love out here. Alright? And on this channel, while I'm eating this love bug of food right now, this was made of a love, a bolingo, an unconditional love. How you could tell is if your food tastes healthy and wealthy, and somebody is preparing you food without some type of, you know, entrapment, they're going to make it with love. It's going to be pure to your spirit and pure to your soul. So that's why it's so important to make love with other people in the crown state of mind. And keep your crown. Watch the tiger inside of you. Some of us are still young tigers trying to, you know, be some jaguars. We got to start to realize, you know, love doesn't only come from a physical form. Asheo. It's an etheric form. It's poured into you. Mm. 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 Man, I like watching you, right? Yeah, we good. That's how you get rid of your nervousness. Because they don't mess with you, they need to go. Mm. Mm. You gotta be yourself out here. Mm. Make sure you be yourself, y'all. It's so important these days right now to be you. It's so important today. Even those things you don't want to say sometimes, try not to say them all the time. Try to, you know, come at a place where you could do your best to come at the right time. But, you know, we don't believe in time. Be direct. But also, some things are meant not to be said. Why I want to say that is so important about seeds. Seeds you suck on could build an antibacterial for you and your families to come as a mitochondria in the DNA of the seed. Your saliva is so important when it is not mucus involved. Your saliva and also your poop, guys. Look, they taking your poop right now in the poop factory and they turning on your lights with all the gases and the nitrates. They probably doing other types of stuff. Your poop revitalizes the land back to the seeds. Your poop will help my babies and my ladies grow. Your poop will help my ladies and my babies grow. But when you're not eating McDonald's and you drinking on that Coca-Cola, send that right to the toilet bowl. But when you are eating alkaline, we want to take you to the land. And then we have an outhouse. You know, have an outhouse because poop is a very nitrate, essential nitrate to the foods that you're gonna regrow and replenish. So that's why seeds are so important. Learn your mushrooms that come from these antibiotics. Learn your iboga that come from the ibogaine. And I'm free free knowledge. Go take it. Be a bird. You know, be free as a bird. Okay? Because I'm not gatekeeping here. You have opiates that come from opioids, but go into, you know, Xanax, um, Ambien, um, what's that other one? I think it's over the V or something like that. I don't know all the names anymore like that. Vicodins, alright? And cocaine comes from coca leaf, but with the petroleum, they put all the petroleum inside of these synthetics. You know, your cactus or your peyote, 5-MeO, your gambo. These are all different ways that they utilize, you know, within the LSD or crystal meth or in the, what's that, Tusi, you know. These are all militias and militaries that working for the military, working for the militia, where the militia now from the Delta or the different parts of Mexico, Medellin, other places around the world, everywhere, Ecuador, or everywhere you see a lot of green at. These militaries and militias use petroleum-based substance to make these farm animal Canaanite, you know, neurogenesis stuff. And it takes you away from your neurotropics. It takes you away from your all-seeing eye. And not only that, if you notice that you have DMT running through you every single day, dimethyltryptamine naturally, that is the exact antidote that you use to use your pituitary, pineal, cava brana. You're using dimethyltryptamine as either a neuroplasticity to see beyond the world or the cosmetic field. Realistic matrix is now is able for you to see further and have a mind where you have neuroplasticity. And now you could leave and come as you go into the quantum field. Yeah, there might be a quantum field, but it's a very artificial, holographic universe. When we're talking about I or ion propulsion, or I propulsion, we're talking about ionized propulsion, anti-gravity, what the bees used to. Practice doing these chants because you kick on your dimethyltryptamine naturally in your brain. You can do fast breaths, slow breaths. You can, the breaths that I showed you guys before on the channel, but there's another one that you go. I'm gonna kick it on right now. A lot of people can't do that and even keep their eyes open afterwards because now the brain. When you know you could breathe fast or do these breaths, you actually introduce more oxygen to your lungs and also your blood, your kidneys, your liver, your lymphatic system. You honestly really replenish the mind, you replenish the body. So we have to continue to make sure that we focus on the cave of Brahma. Brahma, la Krishna. And not just the Krishna and the Brahma from the Ayurveda. We have it from Kemet and from Ma'at, the Osirian temple. We're talking about Krishna. We're talking about Brahma from the Ma'atian temple. Not just, and I want to go into India. If I can go into these seeds, I want to go into a couple of things, all right? I believe in nothing, but I also believe that India was part of the Nagas, a lot of the reptilians, Right now, they utilize technology to keep us in the hippocampus. Chinese families, royal families that come from the Atlantean ship. So the Atlanteans, as far as the Genghis Khan, Asiatic, Japanese, Thailand, these are a lot of people coming from the Genghis Khan era of the emperors. It's not just the conquistadors and not just the Nazis or the Germans and different types of Slavs and different types of things have caused this type of restriction on the blood and the DNA. So understand that certain of these entities or these people that think like, let me go to these, other places and they don't want to stick to the Ma'at Hermetic or Ma'at Kinetic Hermetics. I'm not indoctrinating anybody. This ain't a cult. This right here is actually following a royal alchemical system. And this is a stimulation, not a simulation, where a lot of these other people that I just brought up still are utilizing meat, utilizing different sacrifices, and still are in that type of bloody oath sacrifice. If you keep your seeds pure, you start to learn about other seeds. Not only do I smell blood from people that eat meat, I could smell if you're European or Chinese or Genghis Khan inside of you. I could smell you. I could smell if you're Jewish. I could smell if you're Russian, white. I could smell you from a mile away. I could smell if you're black. I could smell it. I don't know what the heightened sense has done, but sometimes I even have to tell people where they come from because they hide a part of that side of them. Just like me, I'm 100% Borinquen Puerto Rican, but from my grandmother's side, from my father's grandmother's side, not my mother's side, because that's all straight negrita, and from my father's side has European, is why I do have some European body parts, but especially the body part I got straight from, the Congo, respectfully, is all there. My hair, the genes don't lie. So when you see these others, coming into the places, hold that kingship inside of you. Even if you see some black people and they get mad at you and you look Puerto Rican and European and you more blacker than them and they like, how this so he white. And they like, yeah, I would just throw the race card at him. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know themselves. It's know thyself right now. Right now we in a huge stage of like victimhood. Everybody want to play the victim or they need validation. Like, these people need validation so much these days, they don't even realize how much validation they need, and protect your seeds. Protect where you're going to grow, agroforesting. Conserve your land, conserve your consumption. Watch the drug era, the drug wars from America, from the military, from the Canaanites, from the Vatican, from China, even from Germany, from Russia, from Israel, or is it real? They all deal within jewels, which is jewels. You watch them with nice cars, you nice diamonds, nice gold. That's the Jews. That's the jewels. Okay, that's the fakest thing that you can think of in terminology. The being that is Israel, or really not Isis, Ra, and El, which is part of the Elohim, but also within our other brothers that have been artificially inseminating this third density to keep you locked here. So understand this from a different seedling that I'm speaking to you from an alkaloid, plant-based living, is when you understand how the bloodline moves and the seeds move. It's not just the seeds that you're going to be procreating. About this new neutrinos, these people that you've seen here, these Khazarians, these Jesuits, these neo-Nazis, they're all falling. They all leaving. They already left. They just kept the system running with the programming. So right now you're watching bots walk around you. You're not even realize 75% of humans around you are not even real. They're NPCs. They're MK Ultra. Then you have another 20% to 29% of people that are walking around clones. They're eating artificial. They're eating meat. They eating Snicker bars, they eating Doritos, and then they come on and then they want to be woke, and they want to be lit, they want to be in the conscious community, and then they want to go right back to eating and disrespecting their body. If you have ma'at next to you and you poisoning your body, you are disrespecting ancient metunetas. Yes. No, we did not do no bloody sacrifices out there. Ever. Those was the Canaanites that took your hippocampus and they cloned your ass. Yeah. Yeah. Rah. Don't be scared now. Be sacred. This ain't no silly stuff over here. This ain't no silly emeralds here. It ain't no field here. I'm sorry. Take that quantum field and go take it wherever you take it. I'll use it for a little while, but I'm going to show y'all some new technology when we come to the Amazon, all right? We're going to get some anti-gravity cloaking mechanism that I ain't never seen before. So look, yeah. Stop acting like you woke and you broken mentally. It make no sense when you get up on something in this conscious community and you have acid all in your body. It don't look right. Yeah, that I don't know how y'all be doing that. I don't know how y'all be eating the meat and like I'm woke or I'm conscious. That don't even make sense to me. And I be coming in watching these people with great information and I be like, yo, what's going on with you? Like, are you seeing this right now? You know, some of our brothers out there, you know, they want to be great, but they don't want to say like me. Sometimes I'm upped up, you know. Yeah, you know, I need a cleanse, you know. I need to go see the Babalawo or the Taitas or the Mitras. Right now, look, there's medicine men coming into the air right now. Right now, they've known and they tapped you into this. Especially if you read your history channel or his story. They say that there are shamans or caciques or medicine men that are coming into the universe. They've been here forever. They've never left you. Yeah, not saying me. Go out to the jungle in other places or go out to Peru or go out to Gabon. Get your mind right. Before you start coming on a channel and you want to be woke, you know, I didn't need to come on a channel to be woke. I didn't need to come anywhere to still realize that I'm rising, that I'm alkaline. I'm not in that acidic mind. Yeah, certain times I gotta replenish and cleanse myself from this acidic environment that I'm in New York City. They got salt and snow coming at a nuclear level that you don't even know. They drying out the city. It was 20. I put it up to 39. I got my other things in here to humidify it like a jungle up in here. You know what I'm saying? So look, y'all. I just want to say this in truth because a lot of people want to hang out with me or nobody want to hang out with me, right? Because sometimes I'm too real or too truthful to put on next to you because, you know, you might still be acting like you woke, but you still, I'm not gonna say it, but you still doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm past that level. About 4 years, like really past that level where I would even touch something like that, you know? And I want you to know something. When you do eat the meat, no matter what, it's in the blood. When you eat dead, you feel dead. You might project something dead. You might say, yo, he don't know what the fuck to do, man. They all they can't even talk right. You know, they try to, you know, they trying to outshine out here, you know what I'm saying? They not trying to let people shine out here. I ain't come here to shine. I came here to be in my foundation, in my truth. Came here to let the people know plants, mind, body, spirit, my art, kinetic, hermetics. We use sound and vibration. We didn't even need to eat. We just close the mouth and breathe in the elements and the molecules. So, my brothers and my sisters, I urge you to make an emergence into being plant-based. Also, I don't urge you for a mother flowering thing. I'm saying to you there is a time that is coming, and I'm giving you the message. It's not coming from me. If your body is not alkaline in this cycle, people will drop. Blink of an eye. And they'll be like, yeah, I can eat the meat, and I can eat the Snicker bars, I'm gonna be all right. Okay, you do that. I'm gonna see you around in the summertime, okay? April Fools. I'm gonna see you around the new year, because I've seen a lot of people doing these rituals this season, celebrating all these rituals, which I was amongst people that was celebrating, yet I understood that what I was being there for, the message that I was standing firm up, la tribu, la sangra, securing the body even while people are entering the meat. I'm still able to be around people that consume, and I'm still able to keep my body and be alive and thrive. And I want to say thank you to my aunt, Hermetic, Kinetic Hermetics. I want to say thank you to Mother Nature. I want to say thank you to your tribes. I want to say thank you to your blood. I want to say thank you to the people that hate me. I want to say thank you to the people that fake love me. I want to say thank you to the people that bolingo and unconditionally send me nothing because I don't need it. And I'll say this in a way like that I could be respectful. Send what you send, but you sending it to yourself. Stop being in a world that you think that somebody has to validate you, that you can be you. Validate your mother self. Don't let anybody come up in your life and tell you what to say, what to do, how to do it. Follow the leader, but also be a chief, but also be an Indian. And when it's time to be an Indian, you're going to know that you're not the chief. And it's time to... But then when you realize, too, that people need to start doing the work before they thinking they chiefs out here, they need to start being Indians just like me. And get down your high horse. Because sometimes I'll be like, but then I got to step down a little bit. I got to go back in the womb. I got to, replenish myself, because there's a lot of eyes watching. And before this time happened, this is a lot of encoded information that was being held. I wasn't giving it out. So I want to give it out in the most realist way that I can. I don't want to get on here and somebody has to tell me how to rock the strings and things like that. I'm always going to be on this platform regardless, giving it to you live, giving it to you raw from the intergalactic homeostasis spaceship, where I can not only live by example of what I'm doing, or I are doing, is I actually could primordially regenerate, rebirth, and continue to give effortlessly, easily, but also giving to myself first, nurturing myself first. How are you going to take care of your children and you're still acidic? How are you going to be able to work with your partner if both of y'all, one of y'all is acidic? How is that installing into your seedlings? How does that look if you're not back with nature? especially when the new indigo children are being born or returned. It's a royal soil, it's a royal return, it's a loyal soil return. And some of these people, from Haiti, from Dominican Republic, and from Puerto Rico in the Americas, you know, they're going through something internally right now. And I want to send prayers, or I want to send navigation, protection, direction to our brothers in Haiti, our sisters, our La Sangra in Haiti. We want to send love and pure vibrations and security and our ancestors to watch over, to guide our people in Dominican Republic. We want our ancestors to guide throughout all the Baracaribes, Borinquen, Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Croix, all of the islands, all the way up to Trinidad, Tobago, the Virgin Islands as well. These are our islands, EYE, where we land at. This is underground. They have the Bermuda Triangle, Yamaya. She's already been doing it through all of you guys. Through all of you guys, you've been feeling a great mother. You've been feeling a connection of your mother. You have never felt this direct connection of your mother coming through the meat, coming through all the toxins. She is no joke. She can get through anybody and anything. She can pierce the heart at any angle. So continue to listen to your mothers, the ones that are alkaline and the mothers that are acidic. Make sure you watch your people that are alkaline, and even if anybody's acidic, learn to share love. Don't be in the environment for too long of people that are eating meat. Don't be in the environment with people that are angry and jealous. Don't be in the environment of people that are too tied to monetary gains. Don't be in an environment with people that are poisoning the water and poisoning their bodies. Be in an environment where people are regenerating the soil, regenerating their soul. Be around people and around yourself that you don't need to be around anyone to be with yourself and to be with everything. You can be with yourself and still be with everything. This is why the great will that the Creator has given us is that we can come into this room, be in our own room, and make sure we keep our area clean. Make sure, everything next to cleanliness is next to goddessy, odyssey, I want to keep it there because the mothership has arrived, and it will not be televised. It will not be visualized. It will be crystallized. You will recrystal your primordial essence. No matter if you're eating the meat or you're programmed, these new sun downloads that are coming this next season, they're going to give you no choice but to come see brothers like people that are dealing with the herbs. It's not about sending out a signal like, yo, I need everybody to come this way. No, this is a message. You can kill the messenger, but you can never kill the message. Haven't you guys learned that already? My brother Dr. Zebi, Machiavellian, back from the... Yeah, this is the Book of Life Codes. This is Pert M. Heru. This is the Metuneta. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to only Mesoamerica, but not keeping our Metunetas. We're not going to Africa and not saying our Metunetas. We're not going to Guam and not saying our Metunetas. We staying in the Maatian, Atlantean, Lumerian, the land of Mu. Yeah, the waters are going to come back. Guys, my mother and my grandma, they were great people to the conquistadors. When they were raping and pillaging our people, they would use, I have a great ancestor, Sone, and we were mind readers, or not mind readers, we were able to see the cosmos. So a lot of these people utilize some of our blood or try to triangulate, you know, reproduction with us because they knew that we had ties to the ethers, that we could see beyond the veil. And this is where my grandmothers, they come from. They're very negrita, they're very negrito. My grandfathers, they're very dark, descent and carbon descent. And they had special supernatural capabilities like my mother. She knew that, she would make it through in life and still continue to make it through no matter what she's been through. Is certain things we can get premonitions, and sometimes we have to calm down when we get these premonitions. If the water is coming, you know we have to learn, like animals or like beings, we can connect and feel it. Right now there's a great flood coming. There's a great primordial flood of not only liquid magma and Monet esoterically. Right now, the Russians, the Jews, the Chinos, the Germans, they say we're gonna have a rich next year, or a rich cycle. We are stepping in a new cycle, y'all. But richness doesn't come without cataclysmic. And not cataclysmic where I believe in cataclysmic is that the soil needs regeneration. So some of us are gonna have to leave the universe or the planet. And we're gonna have to revitalize the planet. So those brothers that are ready to, put in that work or put in that work, don't be scared to be sacred, to replenish, your soil. And when the water comes, learn that Mother Nature will guide you. She will lead you to fair land. She will lead you to your land where your meek shall inherit the earth, and you will have the celestial cosmos and the omnipresence with you. We already have them here, but there is going to come a time where, things are going to be reshaped. And this is why I don't get into the material realm. In the Amazon, they learn to have a hammock because if the water is coming, they're able to have frequencia where they know higher land, higher ground. And they're not attached to things that they might have in the physical world. So they are able to get up and follow nature. So continue to follow nature and she will guide you. And don't look out for it. It's already happening internally and it's also going to happen externally. And just know when it starts to flood in a Monet esoteric way, because I don't want to scare or I want to be sacred here, is that this is a new time. These new neutrinos, they are going to activate this land and this magma at a whole nother level. I've been in the Amazon and I've been with the Taitas. We all understand that there's a great change coming. So revitalize your membrane, revitalize your seedlings, have a place where you can grow naturally and effortlessly, and know that wherever you go in the inner cities or the Western worlds, the grid lines, that you always are secure. You always are an eternal vessel. So no matter what happens in this great what's happening, you will be alive and you will be thriving in any situation, and keep that mentality in your mentees. And I'm going to leave it as that because a lot of drugs have caused a lot of this reckoning coming in from Haiti, Dominican Republic, all the way down to Bracaribe, Dominican, and Puerto Rico. And, coming through the pipeline of Florida and the I-95, any of y'all that know hustlers or people that are installed into that trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking, it's the season now that they don't realize that, they're keeping the system going. Learn to be a presence of yourself doing the work internally that others could magnify and see you doing the work, where they can start to be the El Capos out there in the Amazon and have a way of natural revitalization with a lot of these sacred plants. Take time to learn your history coming from a person like I and I, not coming from a place of school. So I didn't go to school. And I always said school's for fools. I still say it. After ninth grade, I got my GED before ninth grade. And I went in there and I didn't go to school. I just went in there, I passed the test. And I got my GED and that was it because I needed it for some work purposes. Then I left that job too. Started my own business. And when I realized that after ninth grade, it snaps into your hippocampus and your reptilian brain. So if anybody has degrees and they're wondering why they're working 20 years to 40 years and they feel like their soul is trapped and they can't get out of this mortgage or they can't get out of car payments, or they have these cars and they have these big houses and they still don't feel alive or thriving, is because once you pass ninth grade, they can program your subconscious mind into a repetitive system where now your mind is in a repetitive movement, and now you have no choice but to live their indoctrination because they learn at these atomic rates of the biofield growing up, the epigenetics. They learn from different laboratories how to watch us, how to watch us on the grid. All the cameras, all these technologies are watching you so you can be programmed into their system. But when you learn how to use the Congo blood, the etheric frequency, and send love out to these channels, out to these people, out to these beings, this is where you unlock the symmetry. This is where people are able to grasp the information from people that didn't go to Harvard and harvesting Illuminati private, secret societies. You're actually in a harvest where you're in a natural Amazonian, Congo, Atlantean, especially from the New York, we're changing and correcting this stimulation and getting it back into our neurotropic neocortex, and we are bringing the Trinity back. All right, 360. So y'all, these ain't diamonds are forever. These are actually crystals. All right. So I'm sending all of y'all crystals. Forget flowers. I like crystals. They have been alive. They've been here forever. Some of these crystals that you have next to you, especially in Larimar and in Dominican Republic, they have an ion propulsion. They have a life of themselves. They never die. They multiply, just like the crystal that's inside of your mind. So make sure you keep your pituitary gland on stimuli, not stimulate. Keep your mind present. Be present in the words, the swords, people that are coming around you. Some people are there to ruffle your feathers. Some people are there to see if you're able to keep your composure. They're trying to see if you can stay poised. They want to knock you off of your spaceship. Keep gliding on these mother flowers. Keep levitating on these mother flowers. Keep your anti-gravity cloaking mechanisms on these mother flowers, okay? Because they just want to be you, but they can't be you. They gotta be themselves. Be yourself. Be who you came here to be. Don't be anyone else. Be yourself. And with those that are in adaptive alignment, like a chameleon. If you are a chameleon and you can adapt in any cloaking mechanism, continue to adapt. Chameleonize yourself. Even when they think you look a little wacky and tacky, we bringing back Mama Jackie. They used to call my mother Tacky Jackie, because she used to have to wear them, European clothes, and she was an Afro, beautiful magi woman, and she was supposed to have her garments on, and they want to put you in these suits and have you popping your collar. Get it? Popping your collar? Inverted perversion, man. That's why I come out naked. Might have my beads on. You know what I'm saying? And my chest is out, but I'm also keeping my chin straight and respecting my neck as well, So we understanding things on another dimension, and not just a dimension, is These sacred tools of information, they're better than schools. These YouTube channels, these new TikToks, sometimes you have a lot of capabilities that you need to get out there. So even if you start fresh, if you look at some of my channels, they are bizarre. You know, or some of my other stuff, and you hear me speaking, they are bizarre. Even I look back like, yo, what's wrong with that nigga? You know what I'm saying? And now as a Niji and also as a Naga and a Samaritan and an Arawak, you know, Amazonian, you know, also Congo, you know, we hit them Congos. Alright, I'm getting too loud up here. Alright, look, it's the Sabbath, y'all. Watch the Saturday. They take a lot of souls on Saturday. Today's Saturday. And for Sunday, you know, and Moon Day, we gotta watch our blood. We have to watch these entities that come on the Sabbath, okay? They quiet down on the Sabbath. They let it get quiet. But they know Saturday people have to turn up, turn down, y'all. Get into your cocoon. Get into your mothership. Integrate your platform. Integrate your regeneration. Integrate your seedling. Things that you are growing right now, when April Fool's comes, oh my greatness, they are going to sprout. This is a new season. All of the things that you guys been working on, all of the things that you guys been preparing for, all of those things that you guys were looking at the seed, is it gonna come out of the damn ground yet? Yo, those things are flourishing. Yeah, know that they are flourishing. See the seed before you oven it. Feel the seed giving you fruit, giving you life. Feel your creation already giving you life. Naturally feel. Really, don't psych yourself out, but tap into your psyche. Okay? You might look a little psychotic doing it, but it's okay. It's okay to look a little crazy sometimes, yeah? It's alright. You are rejuvenating yourself. You are immortal. We're going through a cold plunge. We in the cold plunge right now. Alright? Get closer to the land and let this bypass happen. There's gonna be a bypass happening. A lot of people in the inner cities, they feel it. They want to get to a warmer region, and there's a bypass happening. Those people that didn't take the bypass or don't listen to the bypass, listen to the bypass. Sell your house. Let me stop you. I'm going into some different stuff right here. Sell your house and get to that Amazon. You know, get to the forest, y'all. Get a tree house. Get liquid. Stay liquid. Be able to get up and leave. You know, be able to grab your canoe and leave everything behind. You know, no matter what it is, know that Mother Nature will make sure all your seeds and all your creations are always in regeneration. That's how much you can trust Mother Nature. She is that great that you don't have to trust in anybody else. You can trust in yourself as much as you can. But if you trust in Mother Nature, she'll secure all your seeds. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. We giving it to you live. We giving it to you raw from the international, holy with a W, galactic space station. DJ Houthi, Ma'at, infinite intelligence. Ma'at, kinetic hermetics. Shout out to, not just shout out, throwing some crystals out there to DJ Houthi. that has helped me to inscribe myself with this great desire of non-desired information. I'm a Libra. I'm a yellow star. A lot of people come through the portal of my heart to emanate themselves. And I don't know why in the galactic signatures that's just how it is. You know, it's not that they're coming through me as I and I only. They're coming through a particle that I've installed in the body. Because I'm not just a regular Libra that is in his lower self only. I'm also in my higher self. And I'm also able to have an equilibrium. So I'm able to go to the underworld. I'm able to go to the surface level. And then I'm also able to go where certain people are not allowed to go. So they think. It's an illusion. Everybody's gonna get there. Every single person or every single entity, we are coming for you. We are. We will not leave you behind. We will drag your ASS with money signs to the fire to make sure that you get through the wire. So that's what we're here for in today's day and age, is to help our brothers, help our family, even when I'm feeling low. You know, let's start to love each other like unconditionally. You know, if we have a confliction, we have a resolution, because we're looking at a higher resolution. So have a solution, you know, to all your trials and your tribulations within your family, within your companions, within your neighbors. Learn to put your pride aside, yeah. It's a time right now to put your ego aside, to put your pride aside. Some people just have a lot of fucking knowledge, excuse my language. And sometimes it's great to just put your pride aside and listen. You know, I've been learning from the taitas. They be eating so much meat and stuff. You heard? They be, and I still love them. And they have so much information that I have to be patient. I have to be calm, because you know they're not just in the physical realm. You know, that's why I wanted to say that. You know, and to understand, planning on being more plants and doing these ceremonies in a more alkaline, livid type of way. Yet we also have to respect that people are still undergoing a great change. And that's why they sent us the medicine here to the Western world, or the chucrunita, is so now we can actually start to revitalize and help them there in the jungles and in the Congos, as well as over here. So let's sign this trinity right now. Let's form this allegiance. I just want to give thanks to my aunt and to nature and to the seeds, and for all of y'all. Replenish your seeds, revitalize your central nervous system, learn your information, learn that some of these drugs or these foods or certain places that we go and we visit, some of the people, some of these our bloodlines, they're going through something. So continue to navigate that. Continue not to feel their pain as an empathy, but observe the pain and to understand that they might be coming from another place within their body. And once you realize that, it's like an angel or a demon that coming next to you, and they about to rip your heart out. And then you give them that moment of recognition, and you bow your head, just like the Chinos or people do, just to respect our brothers that are dealing with their lower selves. Because if they see you in your higher self still loving them where they are, I think that's how I got to where I'm at today, is that somebody somewhere in the jungle, they see me come with a lot of distortions, and they continue to pour love on me. And I felt those prayers, and appreciate those prayers. Thank you for sending natural love my way. Thank you for praying for my bloodline. When I sat in the jungle, my last place, about maybe I think the 25th, I went up to the jungles, to the Dominican Republic, and I got a reading from the ancestors. They said Alejandro, Jenny, and I, they giving us the keys. Not just the keys, is that Larima is underneath the fire we did there. And they let me know that Yemaya or Larima in DR is where a lot of the people are gonna start coming to get healed. They're gonna start going to get their neurotropic plants, you know, and not only saying this in this type of revelation is that that's where everything happened from. That's where the blood was starting to be draconianized. I'm making words up. And they used the adrenochromes of fear, hate, anger, pumped us with medicine, pumped us with pharmaceuticals, and medicine being, sorry, I said that, harmaceuticals. Y'all get me? I said harmaceuticals. And in these harmaceuticals, they have messed up the way that we thought. The religions, everything. And right now, there's going to be a birthing place happening. There's going to be a place where you're able to rebirth yourself into the eternal realm. And not only that, my mother, something happened to my mother when she was younger because of these drugs. You know, from our ancestors on these drugs and getting into their lower self. And Mother Nature came and she told me, yeah, it happened to her. And I wanted to throw that part of my blood right in the fire again and again. Because I be visiting sometimes in the underworld. And I realized that if I didn't forgive the people who trespass against us, even if they were our own blood, I wouldn't be able to get this information, and I wouldn't be able to give it out. I seen somebody that tried to take me for some ends, and then I ended up coming down from the mountains because I knew I was going to see her. This is how this medicine sometimes works. And I seen her, and I knew I was going to see her. And I told her, I'm not going to hurt you. Even that you did what you did. I'm Puerto Rican, or I'm Borinquen. You know, we could be a beast or we could be an angel. And I told her I was going to, and not her. She used masculine to disrespect my domain. And I realized that it was me. I realized that I've let people come inside of my family or inside of my places and my developments where they had an ulterior motive. And then I also realized that I needed to learn that lesson. I needed everything to be swiped from me to have everything again. Because I was starting to get cocky with money. I was starting to, you know, be on a high horse. And I realized that it was all an illusion. And now that I realize now that when I go get the seeds and I go sit down with the mitras and the shamans and the taitas and the caciques and sing the icaros, I realize that that's why it happened, so I can get land, I can secure my children, I can secure myself, you know, because if these people were around, still snaking around while this time is about to go around the cycle, then we don't want those people around. We want to go through hardships sometimes because it gets everybody away from you. You get to see who is your real people next to you when you're at your lowest. You get to see things at a different level when you're at your lowest. And I'm grateful for that happened. because I possibly wouldn't even be here right now, still able to speak to my children, provide, and still install a development and a foundation for them. I've always worked to keep my children on a plant-based living, coming from a Afro descent. Yeah, they got some silky, they got some wavy hair, Philippine, Dominican, and also Puerto Rican. They have a lot of great genes inside of them. So some people get mad at the seeds that you have. Sometimes it's not just the money that you have. Sometimes when you have beautiful children, you have a beautiful wife, you have a beautiful structure, you have a beautiful spirit. Sometimes it's not just the money that they want. Sometimes they want to kill your soul. And when you learn that you are an eternal vessel and they can never take anything out from you, they only take from themselves. Any person that has taken anything or think that they took in or done something to you, I'll say like this: the plants told me to tell her to take care of her father. And before she, could get the message, she says, my father is, going through things. And these are the things that we pay for in life when we do unto others. So be wise that you don't trespass against anybody, because you're only trespassing against yourself. I'm still learning that in my life, and this monetary system is that we are inevitably rich inside of our blood, inside of our mind, and we have to learn that the things that we're doing onto others, they're affecting our family, they're affecting our seeds. Some of your people next to you, they're doing things to you behind your back, or they're doing things to you, and they think that they're doing it to you, but they're actually doing it to themselves. And when you finally realize that, you actually realize what you're doing to others is able to come back to you. So if you're learning, getting land, you're learning to get some type of resources, you're living an etheric, abundant life, even in the poorest times, and people look at you like you're poor because you invest in your body and in your mind and your spirit, and you don't rock these European Chanels and these, what's that, start with a B, those pedophilia people. I don't want to mention them, these pedophiles, these Nicki Minaj drones, clones, clothes, these 50 Cent people, that put all these Versace or whatever in their stuff. These are all clones, man. They got rid of 50, man. Look at him. They cloned him through the food he eat. They didn't even have to grab his body. Some of these people you see in the celebrity world, they didn't have to grab the body. Bill Gates is a perfectionist. Do you know that? That's why I love ayahuasca. Yahesita. Because you're watching 50 walk around, but that ain't 50. That's a big ass parasite. That's not Jay-Z, that's Boulay. That's a big parasite. Y'all think y'all still watching these celebrities, huh? They get them while they're young. They hook them. Come on, you want some millions? I got you. It's simple, y'all. Learn your Monet esoterically, truth, knowledge, and wisdom. That's what this platform, that's what this channel's about. It's enriching your blood where you can see other people with millions of dollars. See how poor they are. You can see people that have trillions. You can see people that have systems set up that are about to crumble. You can see people that have yachts that are about to go into the water. You can see things from a whole nother level that's about to pop off. So that's what you're investing in, y'all. Invest in your mind, invest in your body, invest in your spirit, invest in your soil. 102 minerals, okay? Crystallize your body. Fill your body up with sea moss. Fill your body up with chaparral. Fill your body up with these mushrooms. Chaga right now in the winter. I'm about to go drink some chaga tea right now. Shy Guys, how they beat us in the Russian war or the nuclear war with the cold. The Nazis still won the war, y'all. They just made it seem like America won. That didn't come from no book I read. It didn't. I watched the Argentinians. I watched the Hitlers. I watched their children. I used to be in bed with them. And I had to leave them alone. My thing couldn't fit in there. This is way too big for that canal. Yeah. Yeah. These Nazis are around you right now. Yeah. Yeah, they're around you right now. They're not just operating from the Genesis book or the Torah or the Quran. Yeah, these Phoenicians are around you right now from the book. This ain't happening then. This ain't happening in the future. It's happening right now. Right now, America's a Nazi regime. Right now, it's a Babylon, Timbuktu. Right now, it's Roman Empire. And right now, it's burning. Send out the inferno. Burn, Babylon, burn. Ignite up the Ma'atin way. Ignite up and light up the Rastafarian way. And I'm not talking about that intermingling ish. I'm talking about true Rasta. Yo, I and I, propulsion. I and I's, proportion. Crystallize, it will not be televised. It's happening right now. When you rise up, they're gonna get up at 8 or 6 a.m. Saturday, or maybe a little later. Right in the matrix. Keep your body temple risen. I like to rise up early in the sun, but when the clouds is out, I like the moon, especially when it's full. Stellar lights. Hold on. I don't know how long I went on there for. But y'all have a beautiful, let me see. Some people want to be woke, but we got to keep dreaming. Asheo, sharing the energy and receiving the energy. As, gratitud. Thank you, brother. Appreciate your light and truth. Do you know when you're going on Brother Rich's show? I don't know, man. They might want me on there. They might not want me, because let me tell you something about Brother Rich's show. All right. We're going to do this hocus pocus stuff here. Brother Rich will call me. I don't make a call. I don't make a call to anybody. I rub elbows, and if you guys too, you're gonna see that he asked the universe for an answer, and I speak with the ancestors. And when he asked the ancestors, if you see, he picked somebody out of the blue ocean. And that was his triangulation of what to be answered to him. So he turned the light on. He shined some light in my darkness. He shined some of his light in my darkness. A lot of people don't want to go this route because they want to go to the light. Please, y'all, get up off my channel and go to the light. On this side, I deal with straight bioluminescent spawn magma. I'm a magnet here. I'm not with the light. I'm here to encapsulate these light Saturn moon matrix mother flowers. Over here, if you see the darkness, I might wear some lightness. But on this channel here, they got a lot to to learn on different channels. The reptoids, different channels, especially them silly, and I ain't gonna say that other word, because they want you to go to Africa. They want you to go, to these EY aliens. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to take you to Mesoamerica. I heard EYL talk ish about us. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all EY aliens. Y'all disagreeable terminators acting like y'all eating all that meat and y'all talking about money. Y'all talking about colloquialism, yo. Stop lying. Y'all took Diddy's money. How you gonna take Diddy money and people still following you EYL ass clowns? Straight clowns. That's why they don't want to put me on different channels. Cause I'm not going. These is clowns in big suits. And then they still eating mad meat. And then they telling you, look, we doing financial literacy. They ain't, look, how long they been on the channel? What they done for your people? They took P. Diddy's money. They perverted and inverted, if you ask me, straight from the capo. That's why we have to be careful how we treading with me. Alright? Don't even ask them to put me on there. Because I don't want to be on the channel unless they ready for this type of information. And I don't think they ready. Because they still fucking with these Playboy Bunny ash niggas. They mess around with P. Diddy money. They so hungry. They need money to feed their family up in the city. I seen them boys. I came around. I watched them keys. They don't want me on the show. And if they do want me on the show, be wise putting me on the show. I would tell you, don't put me on the show. Because I might say some things that are not being said. I might say things that are lead. Because they are like cavities in the mouth when you put mercury. Yeah. They parasites to me, certain people that work with certain of these channels. And I'm not here to hold my tongue at all. These Hebrew people with the $10 million places of cybernetic, and they can't take you out to the jungle and feed you some chocronita, and you think you're gonna hop up in a little spaceship and do a breath thing? How you look putting that on your mouth and fake oxygen when you're supposed to be breathing in nitrogen? How you look still keeping a system going? Over here, it's about the jungle. Over here, it's about the forest. Over here, it's about the plants. Over here, it's about the children. Not just that kind, but my negritos. You heard? My nigis. You heard? My ninjas. I'm not messing with somebody with a bionic eye that still uses medication. I'm not messing with somebody that has a woman that was using artificial insemination. No. I'm not listening to Dr. Whoever that's still eating meat. I hear the information, but this is a different channel. One in the same plane, but the consciousness here is Ma'atian, 42 laws of Ma'at. So if you disrespecting your blood and you poisoning your blood, don't come here unless you're going to revitalize your blood. I'm with the ancestors. Anybody that want to come through to the Osirian temple and want to play with that, we could meet up there. You could throw on the gloves naturally and then shake hands afterwards, or come as you want. Send whatever you send. I've been feeling you sending it. I've been hearing y'all subliminally saying things on your channel. And I appreciate the people that big up the information. But I'm not here to be queers, you heard? I'm not here to be in the leer, you heard? I'm a Lyrian, man. I'm a true Syrian. You heard? Serious. Yeah, you don't see that anti-gravity? You don't want me to show you my afro, man. You don't even want me to show you my sword and my staff. You'll be like, what the bigger than the darkest in the jungle? Let me stop. Look, I'm gonna jump off my high horse because it is the horse season right now. So if you don't want to know what my ladies call me, they call me the horse. All right, I'm learning to guide my staff. There's a lot of women that's been around me, and I used to be in my lower realm, but now I'm staying in the Osirian particle, and I'm not secreting as much as I used to. Okay, and it's starting to show. And not only has it been showing my whole life, is now I'm understanding how Chukronita, Mamacoca, Membelito, Mambeyo, Cambo, Peyote. I'm starting to understand why even what's his name? I'm gonna say this Canaanite real quick, respectfully. Joe Dispenza. They still work with the pharmaceuticals, man. You know Michael Jackson and what's his name? What's his name? There's a practitioner, very big in the pharmaceutical, but very big in the medicine field. Michael Jackson. While Dr. Sebi was feeding him, I forgot his name. I'll bring his name back up. It's an Indian or a Pakistan guy. Major respect to that person, but also major respect is that person is still in the pharmaceutical realm, just like some of these people lie to you. Joe Dispenza, or you guys watched Kobe Bryant, he was in the pharmaceuticals too. I ain't with that dude. I don't even know who that dude. That's a girl. That's an inverted female. Y'all looking at as a man, and he running up and shooting. But I come from Mesoamerica, y'all, so we got different information down there of these reptoids that are out here. Y'all be watching sports from. So I look at things at a totally inverted, perverted way because that's who they are. And then I look at it as a re-emerging way. So I'm not into all of that. I'm going to stay here on this channel. And then as people start cleaning up their act, or if they want to learn more, or if they want to stop buffoonery, it's like, stop the buffoonery already. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you look. And you watch Dr. Sebi come out to New York City and only show you 73 people healed by plant-based soy medicina. And then you still eating meat. Because you a Canaanite, fool. Fool, you a Canaanite, fool. You food. Yeah, you food. I even talk to my children like this. I tell them, every time you eat the meat and you're wondering why you're sick and I'm trying to be next to you more, it's because the parasitical nervous system is shutting down, babies. And right now we need to secure our children. So I make sure they see me with the herbs. I make sure they see me with the plants. And I check their nostril. And I check their breathing. And then I let Mother Nature do the rest. Because every time if I try to control something, that's when you lose control. And I'm going to leave it as that. I don't need to be on anybody's platform. I was asked to be on the platform. And I'm very grateful for Brother Rich. So I'm going to say this, is that I'm grateful for Brother Rich. Brother Rich is a great man. And whether or not he does what he does, I don't know. I always give him that pass, because he's Brother Rich. Anybody else, that's in this quantum field, I don't know if they want me to be on Brother Rich's show because it's gonna break a lot of glasses, man. Keep me, I'm Ghost. Just keep me where you want to keep me, but I'm not trying to be in the limelight. Anybody that know me, I've dealt with the Illuminatis. I'll show you videos of people that I know that just called me today. He said, "You want to come down to the mountain?" This nigga did a video with Meek Mills and took it the inverted, perverted way. Once I found that out, I could never really hang out with you. Once I know you go that perverted way, you fucking with pedophiles, I can't mess with you. My own family touched my mother. I will put you out without touching you. I say, oh, and I mean that in all the respect. So keep your feminine, keep your women, keep your daughter, and keep this mitochondria, you know. Keep our Afro women. Man, our women need so much help right now. And, you know, give love to our women. I'm going through things with my other half right now. I know when I rise up and I do my best, 99%, I'm going to send her love and my children love. So please, continue to love your feminine inside of you, Mother Nature, and continue to love your females because they are going through something right now. It's about to be a full moon and it's Saturday. Follow the sun, y'all. Follow the sun. You know, she tells you about your woman and she tells you about La Lunita. I respect La Lunita, but I'm a sun god. I'm a sun criador. I'm from the sun. That's where I come from, and I stay with the sun and the daughter. I say.